So I have a new figure here, and this is T.Hawk, Street Fighter character from Street Fighter 2 Ultra, the Final Challengers, and this is by Storm Collectibles. And I haven't really been buying much Storm Collectibles. I think I've only bought like a few in the last few years. I did get their Storm Arena figure, and I really like that one. But this is their kind of larger one. This figure looks fantastic. Absolutely amazing. And this is kind of Storm Collectibles' wheelhouse, which is big, beefy characters. And so there are other characters from Storm Collectibles I would love to get. I'll kind of show real quick some other ones that I do have. I have E Honda here, and this is only a fraction of my collection. These are just some of the most recent one in Balrog. And I love the colorings, even though they're kind of washed out, the blues, purposely. Now, his are much more vibrant. But T-Hawk's, it looks like acid wash jeans. Looks great. I really like how this looks. And it looks like it's just ripped straight from the video game. And you could see just his massive size he was for a long time in the video game. I'll show you again next to Balrog, just how much taller he is than Balrog. He's supposed to be, I don't know, it's like over 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall, or something like that. Eventually there were taller characters than T-Hawk in the game, but for a long time he was the tallest. Not my favorite character to play, and it's not from the aesthetics of his look. I just don't think it's a very fun character to play. Maybe some people, but he's usually ranked near the bottom in the tier lists. So we'll go through kind of his look. It just looks great. I mean, the musculature on here, really, really nice. I like the feel that they always go with, which is kind of a softer plastic. Now, it does introduce some problems, which I will show, but the overall sculpt in here, just gorgeous. Really, really fantastic. So we'll go through. He's got thigh swivel, which is kind of necessary given some of the poses he does. On the product description, particularly on Big Bad Toy Store, which is where I got it from, it shows like 30 different poses. Some of the poses I'm not even going to attempt. There is his classic pose where he's sitting, as they say, Indian style. And I think that you'd really, really have to crank this guy hard to get it in that position. So I'm not even going to try. You can hear the squeakiness of it. And I've had that kind of in the past. My figure, I remember Zangief was incredibly squeaky and incredibly hard to move. In fact, the problem with Zangief was that his joints were so hard to move that it was kind of rubbing the paint. And so some of these really are like almost like soft statues. But I mean, it's certainly, it's not that you can't put him in poses. You certainly can. But I think some of the poses that they show in the product description are by people who don't care about, they're by photographers. They don't care if they damage the figure. It's irrelevant to them. They're not going to keep it. But overall, this guy looks, I can scarcely imagine how it would look better. Would I prefer like the harder rubber? Maybe, because there are sacrifices that have to be made because of this softer feel. The Storm Arena figures are a harder plastic. So he's got some additional things that go with. We have this box, which I had to construct out of 6 pieces. I couldn't really get the top popped in because there's pegs in here and I can't see them. I probably could manipulate it enough to get it down in there, but I'm going to keep this box in my box, disassemble it, and I won't be showing it. And then we have a damaged box, which also was a little bit of a pain to put together, and I kind of put it together. It's got pieces that go all around. Well, I'll say I had it more put together before, but I guess it's supposed to just represent. I can't remember in the game. I guess there is a box, and I think you can like smash a character against it. This one looks like it could if you try and crank it down. I couldn't get, this was the piece that I couldn't get in. And I was worried that I was going to break it. And since I didn't feel like keeping the box anyway, or keeping this to demonstrate or to pose the figure with, I decided, well, I'm not going to bother putting it together. But I guess it's supposed to be, you know, you get the whole box there, and then you smash one of the characters in the game against it, and it breaks apart. So we have an angry face in there, or a yelling face, actually, I'd say. You know, one of the problems with him in the game is his power moves are so darn hard to pull off. A 360-degree moves in there I found very difficult. So there's more of an angry face. Let's see. Yeah, camera doesn't want to focus on it. And then we have kind of the beat up face a little bit. Okay. I'm not sure why my camera's not really focusing well. I'm going to give this one high marks because I think it's just gorgeous. Even if the articulation is somewhat limited, unless you don't really care about, you know, possibly scuffing the paint or, I don't know, doing some damage. He's got good range. It's just squeaky. Yeah, definitely going to be one of the most visually appealing on my shelf. Kind of makes me wish I'd got Sagat. Sagat was probably a similar height to him, but I think I missed my chance on that. I think I could get Sagat, but at a much higher price. I'll have to see if that's available. But anyway, that's T.Hawk from, well, I'll show one more thing, which is the, sort of the box. I can't really get all of it. Well, I guess I can. So it shows different poses. I can't remember it. It's all in Japanese. What the different moves are, like Falcon Smash or something. I can't remember it, but it shows him doing that. And in the promotional pics on Big Bad Toy Store, it was showing things that were a lot more impressive, even the articulation, than even these. These are kind of simple poses, but great figure. I love to just put my figures on the shelf, and this one is going to be super visually appealing. So that is T.Hawk from Storm Collectibles.